Welcome back to today's video. I am so glad you're here. We are going to be doing lots of decluttering and organizing. So if that's something that you've been putting off, maybe turn on this video and we can do it together, or just watch and get some motivation and ideas for when it's time for you to declutter and organize. Right now we are in my dining room and it is a work in progress. I have such big plans for our house. I cannot wait to share them with you, but we've only been here for 3 months, so it's gonna take some time. But first I got this order of coffee and it's from the company Bones. I know, weird name, but their coffee is delicious. So I usually stock up when I place an order. So I think I got 9 or 10 bags, and I'm gonna refill my coffee machine. I love this thing. I am an avid coffee drinker. I usually just have one big cup in the morning, but this was worth the money. I will say it's pretty expensive. You can get it on Amazon. I'll link it below. But what it does is that it freshly grinds those beans whenever you make a cup. So it does only make 1 cup at a time, but honestly, that's all I need. And my husband does one too in the morning, and then we're set for the day. So we are coming over here. This is my sideboard area. Again, I have plans on this wall right here in our dining room. I'm gonna put floor to ceiling cabinets and countertop and beautiful under cabinet lighting and all the fun stuff, but we desperately need storage over here. So this is just a temporary solution for now because we've had it in a few of our homes, and once we save up the money for the huge kitchen renovation, we will start putting new cabinets in place. The drink that you saw me drinking is a green drink. It's also a trim fit drink. I love it. It's by Beautiful You. It'll be in the description below, but it has really helped me get in all my veggies, minerals, and really help curb my appetite too. I love it. So if you have moved recently, or it's been a while since you've done a good decluttering of your house, I will say that sometimes you just shove things in places just to get them out of the way or out of sight. And what really works in houses, because this is our 8th house we've been in now, is really finding a place for everything. So when everything has a place, then when you get a new piece that's similar or the same, or you replace it, you know exactly where it needs to go. And because we've only been here a few months, I found that when we moved in, I just kind of shoved things places just to get them out of the way. But now it's time to really go through everything, look at the things that I haven't been using, because some things I haven't been using since we moved, or I haven't even used in my last house either. And it's time to get rid of those things and also make sure that everything has a place. So right here in this sideboard, I really want to keep it to cookbooks, my vitamins, our water bottles, any coffee or teas or anything like that, really anything that has to do with more kitchen items. And at first I had a bunch of notebooks in here and some essential oils, and I decided to move those to a different spot because I really wanted to be able to not think about all the random stuff that I had in this cabinet. I wanted to just be oh, this is a kitchen item, it needs to go right over here. We are a family of 6. For those of you that are new or haven't been around in a while, I do have 4 kids, ranging from 7 to 12. Yes, I had 4 kids in 5.5 years. It was crazy, but that means that my house isn't perfect. And honestly, I had to I'm still in the process of letting go the fact that my house will just never be perfect. With kids, there's toys and there's papers from school and there's crumbs on the floor. And while I would love to show you a beautiful, pristine YouTube house. I have unicorns laying around places. I think that perfectionism stopped me from doing YouTube for a while when I felt like my home just wasn't good enough or I wasn't good enough. But I have a video coming up soon where I'm going to share with you my morning routine and the beginning of me starting to work out again. And I'm going to be really vulnerable in that video about some of the struggles that have been going on. But for now, let's be motivated and get everything cleaned up and straightened up. You can see the trim around my window right there is still orange. I still need to paint it. Those lamps are from Home Goods, and you can kind of see that on the bottom. They have like this night light effect. I love it. I had to replace the light bulb in the right one. I had to use it for something, and I just haven't put it back yet. So really, you're seeing my dining room for the first time in this video. I'm so excited. And the black table is from Target. It was like $400. If I can find it, I'll link it below. The chairs were from Amazon. I was really going for like that contemporary modern vibe in here, and I think both of those do a great job. Super simple table. I love the chairs. They are cloth, and that's because my kids are a little older, so they don't quite spill as much as they used to. I would definitely not recommend them when your kids are smaller, but they're that like boucle fabric, and they are just gorgeous in there. If you watched my outdoor refresh video, we had a mom bird build a nest on our back deck here, and then she proceeded to lay 2 eggs. Only one of them made it, but it was really fun. We watched that little baby bird grow up and fly out, but I was reading that like in their nests can be like parasites and stuff. So my husband like took care of it with some gloves when the baby bird was finally gone, and then we gave this set a really good cleaning. This was from Amazon. I bought it like maybe 2 years ago. It's held up really well. I think it's like a 7-piece set, but each of those pieces are separate, and then you put them together with clips underneath. And we hadn't really taken the time to put the clips back on since we moved. So we figured while we're out cleaning it and getting it ready, we'll do that now. So I love that you can play around with each individual piece and kind of put it where you need it to go. By the time I got around to taking a good video of the finished product, it was raining, but I do love that we have this overhang out here because it was raining and I could take my coffee out here, listen to the rain, and not get wet, which is really nice. I do still want to put string lights up on the top there. Our lights are on a timer, and so they come on at night for a few hours every single night without us having to do anything, and it's just wonderful. All right, let's move on to the next project, and this is a big one. This is one of our pantries, and if your pantry is a disaster like mine, now would be a good time to clean it out with me. But let me tell you what's going on. So this is in our front hallway. It's kind of narrow, so it was really hard to get good video. So I'm sorry if my face or the back of my head is like right by the camera. I'm still working out how to get good shots in this house, but this is actually a coat closet. If you can see that metal bar there, we decided not to take that bar down just in case we ever wanted to turn it back into a coat closet. But I think this is just a really good example of you do in your house what works for you and your family. Like if you don't need a coat closet, feel free to turn it into a mudroom or something else. In fact, I've done that in a few of our houses. I've taken out the doors on a closet and turned it into a little mudroom or shoe area, which we desperately needed. But what my husband did was he went to Lowe's and got these boards and then got some of those brackets that you can see in the back there, 2 brackets per board. I measured out like some of my box heights and taller drink heights, so then we knew how far to space the boards apart. But we can easily take these out if we decide to convert this back into a coat closet. And the reason why I needed all this extra room for like mostly my kids' snacks, our coffee, some drinks, is because in our kitchen we have one small pantry. And I mean, we're talking small, like it may be 18 inches deep by 3 feet wide. Like it's pretty small. And in our kitchen, my like Instapot and my mixer wouldn't even fit in one of the bottom cabinets. Like our cabinets are, 30 some years old and they just make them a little differently now. So I have to stick my Instapot, my mixer, anything super tall like that in the bottom of this new, what I call the food closet.
Time you feel the walls are closing in, and it seems like nothing makes it better. You should try to remember that's just how it is when it comes to love, Cause sometimes it hurts, and you end up getting burned. But sometimes it can be beautiful. That's just love, that's just love.
I am a firm believer, as a family of 6 and having lived in 8 houses, that you really need to have a place for everything. Storage is key. I don't know about you, but I hate seeing clutter out. I don't even like a lot on my kitchen counters. Like, I would rather keep my mixer in a bottom cabinet and get it out when I need it than to look at it every day, because I might only use it like once a week or once every 2 weeks, and I don't need it out all the time. So I am one of those people where I don't like to see much out, but that means everything needs to have a place. And while we're waiting to redo our kitchen and add new cabinets in the dining room, right now I have to kind of be creative with where I put things. And that's why we have the food closet. But I'm going to take some containers that I have, empty out the boxes, put them in these containers. 1, it just looks pretty in the pantry. And 2, it's easy for the kids to see what's inside of these, just to grab something really quick. My kids love those boxes of popcorn, but I get the mini bags so they're not eating a ton every time. And then I love granola bars. I found a good protein one lately. It's from the brand Alani, which you may have heard of their drinks. And I love these protein bars. They are so delicious. I'm kind of obsessed with them. So I kind of hope my kids don't see all the granola bars in there and they don't eat mine. But they're 16 grams of protein per bar, and I'm really prioritizing protein right now. So I love them. I'm gonna have them in this cute container so I can easily just grab one. We love chocolate in this house, and a few of my kids like Hershey Kisses. All of my kids have different taste buds. I don't know what happened, but my kids are pretty picky eaters and none of them like the same thing. So sometimes when there's one thing that a few of them like, I will just grab it. And who doesn't love chocolate? While I'm starting my health journey, I have been trying to limit my sugar, which is hard, but I found that not keeping a lot of the really good stuff in the house helps me to avoid it. If that was full of milk chocolate doves, I would eat them in a day. So this is the finished pantry. I kind of have like my coffee and some of the drinks that I drink on top. And then we have like the going into the kids section, and then the bottom where I have to keep some of my taller items down there and some extras too. But I am very happy with how it turned out, and my kids will probably keep this pretty neat and tidy. All right, coming over here, this is our fireplace, and what happens on this ledge up here is that things get put up there that need to go to like a different part of the house or need to be taken care of, but then sometimes they get left there for a few days. So it's time to just like declutter the main spaces. Think about your living room, any areas that you use a lot, and just kind of get stuff placed there. Like you can see, like we have headphones on the floor, folded towels, a pair of socks. Like, you know, sometimes you do those things and then a child needs something and you have to go help them, and maybe a day or two later you finally get to those things. Okay, maybe it's just me, but we're gonna take the time to just like clean up these main spaces. They seem to like get the most dirty, especially when kids are home for the summer.
Never could it bite, but somehow you make me change. Like I'm better off with you.
I love that feeling when everything is fresh and clean and it just looks amazing. I hope this video was so motivating for you, and I cannot wait to see you back here soon.